there is a tyranny we submit to every day, a constant, invisible war fought not against the world, but against our own potential. This is the struggle against apathy, against the voice of doubt, against the comfortable lie that allows us to delay becoming the person fate demands we be. We spend our lives waiting for external events to grant us peace or power, failing to recognize that the deepest peace is a declaration of war against the chaos within. You may stand tall in the eyes of others, yet be crumbling under the invisible weight of your own unchallenged fears. The Stoics knew this vulnerability. They taught that the world outside can only wound the man whose internal foundations are already weak. They offered no escape, only armor. So, let me ask you directly, are you still hiding from the work that would truly transform you? Are you ready to stop being a passive recipient of circumstances and become the architect of your soul? Because today, we delve into the core tenets of self-mastery. We will build, thought by thought, the unshakable will that thrives precisely because the world tried to break it. If you are ready to trade comfort for strength and ambiguity for purpose, then commit to this journey and subscribe. It is time to forge the unbreakable will. Pillar 1. The only master is your judgment. Before any action, before any reaction, there is the silent, instant process of judgment. This is the most profound psychological fact. We are never disturbed by the event itself, but only by the meaning we assign to it. This truth, articulated by Epictetus, is the foundation of all mental freedom. It is not the lost job, the harsh criticism, or the unexpected failure that truly wounds you. It is your immediate, automatic interpretation, the assent that declares, "This is intolerable," or "This makes me inadequate." When you felt crushed last, ask yourself honestly, did the circumstance itself break you? Or did your belief about the circumstance shatter your calm? The moment you realize your suffering is rooted in your own internal interpretation, you cease to be a victim of external forces. You gain the power to revise the script. If your thoughts are a swirling cloud of fear and negativity, your experience of the world will be dark and oppressive. But if you train your mind to pause, to subject every incoming event to the tribunal of reason, you reclaim your power. You gain the ability to choose an interpretation that serves your highest self. Instead of seeing an obstacle as a threat, you frame it as training. This practice of assenting only to rational judgment is the essence of Stoic philosophy. It requires constant vigilance. It demands that you pull back the reins on your emotional reflexes. But with this awareness, you begin to see life not as a string of random misfortunes, but as a series of neutral data points waiting for your sovereign mind to give them meaning. When you change the lens, you change the view. When you change the interpretation, you change the reality. Your power lies in the gap between the stimulus and your deliberate judgment. Guard that gap, and you guard your peace. Pillar 2. Embrace the inevitable fire. The human tendency is to seek smooth waters, to engineer life to minimize friction and prevent pain. But the Stoic understands that this avoidance of friction is the avoidance of growth. Adversity is not an interruption of the path, it is the path itself. You must stop seeing struggle, rejection, loss, difficulty as proof that you are failing, and start seeing it as the necessary condition for your strengthening. Seneca reminded us that we must treat hardship as a training partner, not a tyrant. The challenges you face are the weight that builds the muscle of your soul. The greatest minds in history did not avoid the fire, they submitted to it, knowing that only fire turns soft clay into durable steel. Think of setback not as a dead end, but as a diagnostic tool. It shows you precisely where your preparation was inadequate, where your knowledge was lacking, or where your dependencies were too fragile. Every no, every painful correction is a highly valuable piece of information that complacency could never deliver. This reframing is the core of Stoic courage. It is not about pretending the pain is not real. It is about choosing its purpose. Do you let the pain break you down into despair, or do you use it as the fuel for your transformation? The strongest souls are those who have faced the most intense heat and emerged not only intact, but fundamentally restructured. Embrace the fire. It is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to announce your power. The more willingly you step into the necessary discomfort, the faster you shed the weakness and build the resilience that defines the unbreakable will. Pillar 3, the fortress of perspective. Resilience is not merely the ability to bounce back. It is the mental discipline to remain undisturbed while external events are trying to knock you down. This requires building the fortress of perspective, a mental vantage point from which you view all events with detachment. Most worry stems from a lack of perspective, from treating a momentary setback as if it were a cosmic catastrophe. You must zoom out. The Stoics used premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, and memento mori, remember death, not to create anxiety, but to provide clarity. When you accept the fragility and transience of everything external, your health, your possessions, your reputation, and even your life, you stop clinging desperately to them. This acceptance of universal impermanence is what allows for inner stillness. When you see your current suffering against the backdrop of eternity, its immediate emotional power shrinks. When you prepare your mind for loss, actual loss is met with sober acceptance, not paralyzing shock. The true test of your resilience is not what you achieve in calm, but the degree of tranquility you maintain during crisis. This tranquility is a choice. It is the decision to anchor your well-being solely in your rational mind, in your commitment to virtue, and in your disciplined actions, your prohairesis. If your peace relies on the weather, the market, or the opinion of a single person, your peace is borrowed and easily lost. If your peace relies on your own character and reasoned judgment, your peace is yours and truly unshakable. Fortify your mind with this knowledge. Nothing external is yours to keep, and therefore, nothing external has the power to define your internal state. Pillar 4. Own the gap between impulse and action. The most common form of self-sabotage is the failure to control the immediate emotional response. This is the moment when the untrained mind allows its impulses, anger, desire, fear, to bypass reason and dictate action. The key to self-mastery lies in deploying the pause, owning the essential gap between stimulus and response. This is the domain of your prohairesis, your ultimate power of choice. The first feeling is automatic. It is merely data. The decision to act on that feeling, or to assent to the judgment that validates it, is entirely voluntary. The Stoic masters were obsessed with this moment because they understood that this pause transforms you from an emotional reactor into a conscious agent. When frustration hits, the impulse is to lash out. Deploy the pause. When temptation arises, the impulse is to indulge. Deploy the pause. When anxiety swells, the impulse is to avoid the task. Deploy the pause. In that moment of deliberate stillness, you ask, does this action align with the person I am committed to being, my virtue? Or is it merely serving a fleeting passion? This conscious delay is the highest form of courage. It is far easier to react impulsively than it is to hold yourself still under emotional pressure. But every time you successfully deploy the pause, you strengthen the rational part of your mind, making the next emotional surge easier to manage. You stop being driven by the untrained animal within and start being guided by the rational self you are forging. This discipline creates the internal clarity that makes self-reliance possible. If you cannot control the milliseconds between stimulus and action, you control nothing. Master the pause, and you master your life. Pillar 5. Measure the journey in virtue. We are constantly taught to measure success by external, finite metrics: the balance sheet, the job title, the number of accolades. But the Stoics teach us that true meaning is found in the daily, ethical accounting of self. You must shift your focus from long-term goals, which are external and subject to chance, to consistent virtuous action, which is internal and entirely up to you. This is the shift from measuring the destination to measuring the quality of the steps. Are you acting with justice in this interaction? Are you responding with temperance to this provocation? Are you pursuing this task with wisdom? The ultimate purpose of the long journey is not to reach a material prize, but to become a better, more capable person through the sustained effort of walking it. This practice provides an immediate sense of purpose every single day, because you don't have to wait for a major milestone to feel successful. If you lived up to your highest standards of character today, you won. This radical focus on internal ethics frees you from the crippling pressure of needing external validation. When you base your worth on your integrity, on how well you lived up to your own rational standards, setbacks lose their power to define you. The failed project might sting, but your character remains intact. The loss of wealth is regrettable, but your commitment to honesty and diligence remains yours. The only true failure is a moral failure. When you consistently measure your journey in virtue, the path becomes clearer, the mind less anxious, and the will unbreakable, because you are focused on what you truly own, your character. Pillar 6. The daily act of courage. Courage is often mistaken for recklessness or a lack of fear. The Stoic definition is simpler and more profound. Courage is the daily decision to choose truth and difficulty over comfortable illusion. This means facing the small, often tedious, acts of resistance that define a purposeful life. It is courage to admit you were wrong. It is courage to set a boundary that you know will lead to conflict. It is courage to pursue a challenging course of study when ease is readily available. And most importantly, it is courage to look honestly at your own self-deceptions and refuse to live by them. True strength is not found in avoiding fear, but in acknowledging it and acting in spite of it. The obstacles that seem to block your path are the universe's demands for your courage. They are not random misfortunes. They are tailor-made opportunities for you to practice your strength. Every time you choose the honest, difficult path, the uncomfortable conversation, the hard work no one else sees, the disciplined avoidance of distraction, you are building the muscle of your will. This consistent, quiet bravery is what transforms you from a creature of habit into a person of deliberate character. The untrained mind defaults to comfort. The trained mind defaults to necessary difficulty. When you commit to this daily act of courage, you develop an internal fortitude that makes you immune to the paralysis that stops most people. You are choosing action over anxiety, and that choice is the highest expression of your freedom. Pillar 7. The unfading legacy of character. When the journey ends, the only measure that matters is the one you built inside yourself. You must cease building a legacy based on what you acquired and focus solely on the legacy of who you became. All external accomplishments, wealth, fame, titles, are subject to chance and time. They fade. They are not you. Your true legacy is the imprint of your character, the justice, temperance, and kindness you showed to the world. Marcus Aurelius taught us to live each day as if it were your last, not for recklessness, but because it forces an accounting of your true values. What kind of person are you today? Did you treat others with respect? Did you use your reason wisely? Did you face difficulty with calm fortitude? These internal virtues are the only things you can take with you, and they are the only things that truly influence others beyond your presence. When you prioritize this internal legacy, the anxiety surrounding worldly success dissipates. You realize that your mission is not to conquer the world, but to conquer your own judgments and reactions. This focus on internal integrity gives your life an ultimate meaning that is independent of outcome. The unbreakable will is built on the knowledge that its only true failure is the abandonment of its own moral compass.